video is Advantages of the Country. Again and again, the Lord has instructed that our people are to take their families away from the cities into the country where they can raise their own provisions. For in the future, the problem of buying and selling will be a very serious one. So as you can see here, she's speaking to the economic benefits of being in the countryside. You know, you may have more land where you can grow your own food. And something that I have to say, when we first moved here, I was gung-ho. I was like, farming, you know. I was out there with King. I definitely had a romanticized view of what farming is. Farming is hard work, you know. And what I would say is, one of the things that has held us back in our farming journey is a lack of having some of the right tools. If you don't have the tools and you have a lot of land, it can be overwhelming. So like, think about quality over quantity. And actually, let me more speak for myself, because I must say it's been really good to watch how my husband has thrived, how he's watched so many YouTube videos and said, okay, this is how you grow this, I'm going to do that. Oh, this is how you fix this tool or use this or whatever it is. And then he just gets on and does it. He's very manual, he's very skilled, and he just quickly learns. Whereas for me, I was helping him and all of that, but over time, between homeschooling, cooking, cleaning, it can feel like a lot. So you do what you can outside, but what I would say is quality over quantity. If you're considering move to the countryside, think about tools, consider the atmosphere, like how well is the land in terms of growing, you know, and what else is there to consider? Yeah, tools, the atmosphere, what you can grow easily. And as I said, just take on what you can manage, because farming is hard work, and it's a beautiful work, but it's hard work. So if you don't really have that motivation to do it or that drive, you'll just see, you know, like, you're not going to get the yield that you want. And I'm telling you, I already, like I said to my husband a few days ago, you know, going over these chapters, because I don't want to be a hypocrite. Like, I had to say, do you know what, babe, sorry, this year I didn't really bother to help that much. I was just kind of like, oh, I'll leave you to get on with it. But next year, I do want to be more active, because it's learning for me. It's a new skill for me. And also it's putting food into our mouths, you know, making us that a little less dependent on having to go to the shops all the time, when you can grow a few basic things, you know. And also, you know what's in it. You know a bit more of what you're spraying on it. Yes, you may not always be able to get organic seeds, but just do what you can and God will bless your effort. And the character building. There's character building in farming as well. When you're taking up the weeds, you know, the patience that you have to have in terms of growing, learning how to lay things out, organization. There's so much character building in farming for you and for your children. So just consider it, you know, if you're not in a countryside location yet, do what you can on your windowsill, in the garden, maybe find even a community garden, get your children involved, let them be a part of something, that let them see that sometimes it's just good to do good and not get paid, and there's a benefit for you in it, for your character. All right. It would be well for you to lay by your perplexing cares and find a retreat in the country where there is not so strong an influence to corrupt the morals of the young. True, you would not be entirely free from annoyances and perplexing cares in the country, but you would there avoid many evils and close the door against a flood of temptations which threaten to overpower the minds of your children. The reason why I'm really feeling that one, where she says you're not entirely free from annoyances and perplexing cares in the country, is because that's real life. We're human beings out here. Things come up, different situations may arise, whatever it is. Like, we're not here in a bubble. We're not living, you know, a perfect life with no troubles, no cares. We're living life, but we can't deny the fact that the reality is our children are less exposed to a lot of the temptations, and we're happy for it. It's funny, I remember going to an event earlier this year, and I saw, I met a homeschooling mum that I haven't seen in a while. And one of the things that she said in our conversation, I can't remember all the details, but she said, oh yeah, I'm sheltering my children. And I thought, you can't say that out of your mouth. We're not supposed to say we're sheltering our children, because if you say you're sheltering your children, what will people think? You know me, I've said on this channel before how I care so much, or how I have cared so much, and little by little losing it. And then I realized, no, she's saying the right thing. The whole point of us homeschooling and doing the countryside is to shelter them. Yes, I want to shelter my children from a lot. We can't protect them forever. You know, they're going to see things on the screen. They're going to hear our conversation. They're still going to meet different people. But yes, they are somewhat sheltered. Like, you can have their childhood last a little bit longer. Your child is a child for such a short period of their whole life. It's nice to see them be able to be free and just enjoy that. So yes, we do want to shelter our children. If you can make the move, if it's on your heart, do it sooner rather than later. Listen to what I'm saying here. Do research. There's so many people who have made this move before me. I'm not a farming expert in the least. I don't know anything. There are so many farming videos you can watch and get little tips. And don't look down on farming. Some people look down on farming and see it as a lesser work. But then the joke is, if it wasn't for the farming, we wouldn't be eating. Yeah, and think about the fact that yes, your children will be exposed in this world to different things, but as much as we can shelter them, let's shelter them. Why not? You know, and I'm just saying it boldly. Yeah, I want to shelter my children. They're not totally naive. We've had a lot of conversations with them about certain things. We've had conversations. What I'm about to say is going to be triggering, so you might want to click off. We've had conversations about mental health. We've had conversations about suicide. We've had conversations about LGBTQ, all things at like their level. You see what I'm saying? But it's all within reason. They're not overly exposed and being overly saturated with all of these different ideas and things. Alrighty, so our verse of encouragement, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 9. For we are laborers together with God. Ye are God's husbandry. Ye are God's building. All right then, ladies. Bye.